Hi again, folks. I don't remember what video I'm doing. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the Sabres Reloaded. The video on the channel, if you're new here, is topics within the organization. And I seen some of you notes, and I said I'm going to let I usually pick the topic, but if something stands out, I'm going to choose your topic. So I got another clip to show because I got to give credit where it's due. And here's the clip. And this is from Brandon Amther. Hope I didn't butcher that, Brandon. Or yeah, no, it's not Brando. It's Brandon Amther. Yeah, I think I got that right. So Brandon says, in capital letters, keep the faith, Buffalo. I mean, seriously, right? So yeah, for those of you that said, oh, damn it, he was just starting a rant and now, he cuts the video. Well, here I am. Here I am again. We've got to do that. This is our job. What Brandon's talking about here is our job. It's our duty as fans, guys. Dr. Bob talked about some of the reasons that he helps others in Alcoholics Anonymous. He helps others get sober. And I did this on my 2-year chip when I was 2 years sober back in '94. And I marked on my 2-year chip at the time, sense of duty. Okay, sense of duty, that was my slogan on my chip for many years. And when I stopped doing that, folks, I got drunk again in 2007. And now I've been sober again since 2011, March 2011, March 24th, 2011 to be exact. So things in life can change when your principles are set in order. And our principles as fans, okay, is to follow this kind of stuff and keep the faith. I mean, that is basically what's going on. It's a faithless fan base.
Filled with murderous rage.
You believe in the hockey gods? Okay, what if the hockey gods decide shift time in Buffalo? Time for things to shift around. Time for a turn. Things are going to turn. That's just the way it goes in sports, guys. That's just the way it goes in sports. And I look at, the best example I can give recently with the Buffalo Sabres is the 97-98 Sabres. Okay? We had the best goalie in hockey. But what can happen with fans is we get used to it. We just got spoiled, guys. How would you like to have Dominic Hasek? If we had Dominic Hasek with this bunch now, do you guys really believe we'd miss the playoffs? I don't think so, right? Really? Maybe lack of toughness would kill us. That could be what would do us in. Salary cap, eventually. And people are obsessed with us spending to the max. No, not yet. No. No. We can't do that yet. No, because opportunity will show itself. Don't worry. I'm not worried about Pegula. I don't believe the media in Buffalo when they say Pegula doesn't want to spend to the cap. We have an internal cap. I don't buy into that. I don't. Because he took over the team, immediately maxed out the cap. Immediately. Spent millions of dollars to get out of the slug and get this logo back. Put out statues in the front. Renovated the building. Forget this. Really? No. The issue isn't Pegula's cheap and it's Adams. Yeah, he's a corporate buck kiss. He is. I'll admit that. I know that much of it. But I think Adams is completely in love with all things Buffalo Sabres, really. I think he probably sits at home like, with his little shot glasses if he has a drink with the Sabres logo on it. I mean, this is the extreme thing. I'm sure this guy's like me, except he has more money than me to do a lot more of this. Folks, if we don't keep the faith in what this rebuild, then shame on you. Really. Don't give up the hope. Jeez, I mean, yeah, get frustrated, get angry. If next year is terrible, let's say we start 10 and 18 next year. Yeah, I'm going to be pissed off. Damn right I'm going to be. I'll be calling for Adam's head on this here. I will be. Because I think he should have got fired already this year. And not because of the reasons you folks, most of you folks, call for. Saying, oh, you know, he. For me, where Adams has been the most guilty, and I called for it long before he started doing it, is getting a physical team together. You know, at least start going that route. We had a coach that didn't believe in hitting more than 5 times a game in Granado. I mean, if I was a GM, I would bring this guy in my office and I'd scare him to the point where he'd be looking behind his back as he's leaving the building. Like, I would have been livid if that was me, the GM of that team, and I see my team not hitting. You know, I told you guys years ago, okay? The ones that didn't listen, I'm talking like this. Years ago, we're doomed. If we do not address this issue, we're doomed. Doomed. Not just doomed in this rebuild, doomed as a franchise. Doomed. And now you got people, this is the latest thing, folks. Fans, well, so-called fans, saying, best thing the Sabres can do is fold it up and ship them out to another city. It's the only thing that's going to work. Ladies, that is not marriage material, okay? A guy that thinks that way. Just so you know, not marriage material. We have got to take this season, okay, and make the most of it. We just have to. I mean, we can't just sit around and say, okay, we're doomed, we're missing the playoffs again. You know? I mean, I watched Toronto take an era where they could have won multiple Stanley Cups and completely blow it. Completely. The minute they signed John Tavares, I knew they were doomed. I knew it. I knew it, folks. I knew it. I was arguing with some Sabres fans back then. Some of our fans were saying, oh, I think he's worth $11 million. I said, are you crazy? This guy is, they're just killing their rebuild, signing this guy. Because now the young kids on that team are going to say, okay, they're paying an outsider who I know I'm better than him. They're paying him $11 million bucks, and I'm making $900,000 or whatever the league minimum was at the time. So when my contract kicks in, oh boy, they're paying me, and that's what those guys started doing. Nylander and Marner and Matthews. This is why when Adams has literally a 50-goal guy signed for $7 million bucks a year, and you all say he's a crap GM. Oh, well, what happened with Cousins? You happened with Cousins. You guys happened with Cousins. And we should have held on to him. Okay? We should have held on to him. I know that's one we're going to come back on. We'll come back on Dylan Cousins one day. You watch. When he's having a 40-goal season, I'll be the first one to say, are you kidding? You guys really thought he wasn't going to do this? Really? You know? And like, did we get a good player back? Yeah. Can he stay healthy? I don't know. Josh Norris is a question mark at best, folks. At best. He can get 40 goals, though. We know he can pop them in. So if he can stay healthy, we should be in better shape this year. We'll have to see. But guys, the whole point of this video is we've got to keep our heads on here. Everybody right now, their record is 0-0-0. To think that we're just doomed before coming out of the gate is just plain stupid. There's a thing every year called surprises. Right? I'll close it up with this. Let's take a look at some of the surprises this year. See if you guys agree with me or not. Because I can tell you there were surprises this year. Okay. Toronto finishing first, not a shock. Tampa finishing second, surprise. 47-27, but that's a winning culture over there. They're a physical hockey team. They're aging. The non-surprise of Tampa was they went out fast in the first round. That wasn't really a shock because Tampa's days are done. It is. But regular season, they can still go beat up on teams, obviously, because take a look. Florida finishing third was a bit of a surprise to me, but I figured they're winning the Stanley Cup. No matter what, I thought they were going to win the Stanley Cup. I did enough videos here that I can prove that, right? Ottawa making the playoffs, not a big shock. No. Montreal, big shock. Surprise. Surprise, guys. That's a surprise. Detroit missing, no shock. Buffalo missing, a disappointment. I'm not going to say that's a shock, one way or another. It's a disappointment. Boston finishing dead last in the division, completely shocking. Washington Capitals, 51 wins, 22 losses. Did any of you think they were going to win 50 games last year? If you say yes, you're a liar. No way. Nobody did. That's a team aging and everything. I figured the last thing they have on their plate now is Ovechkin breaking Gretzky's record. That's it. Carolina, we know, are a team that gets in the playoffs after every year, contends, does nothing. Jersey, no surprise they made the playoffs. Columbus had an emotionally not surprising year. I expected Columbus to do something last year. I wasn't sure what. The Rangers missing the playoffs? Kind of shocking, right? They looked on track. They were, but Jury's doing a terrible job as GM, in my opinion, over there. Islanders aging, they're out. Pittsburgh aging, they're out. Philly rebuilding. No surprises there. Winnipeg, starting the season 15-1. That wasn't surprising? Come on. Dallas, we knew would get in. Colorado, we knew would get in. Minnesota, I wasn't sure with Minnesota. St. Louis, Utah. Well, Utah, their fans think they're going to be this great contender. We'll see. Nashville, big surprise how bad they were. Big surprise. Chicago, rebuilding. Vegas, first place, no shock there right now because Vegas have zero prospects, but what they're doing is maintaining the winning by trading things, and get an asset. Free agency, right? The Kings finishing second. I wasn't shocked about that. Edmonton third. No, I wasn't shocked about that. Calgary fourth. I didn't know what to think about Calgary. They had a pretty decent year. Vancouver. They had a really good year the year before. Disappointing year here overall, kind of. And then Anaheim, Seattle, and San Jose. So if you were to look at the biggest surprise in the East last year, I'd probably have to say easily Washington. And in the West, Winnipeg. Did I think either team was going to win the Cup? No. But there's surprises when it comes to regular season, guys, every year. I've dragged this one out long enough, too. I'm in a mood tonight, okay? You have to forgive me. I'll see you guys in the nightcap.